Let's create a solid that goes to the surface. I'm going to go to part body and make it the in-work object because I'm working and wanting to build a solid. Notice that the workbench is currently still remaining in the generative wireframe surface. I must switch back to 3D if I want to make solid parts that have density. So in the part body, I can go ahead and select the sketch on the XY plane. So I'll select that XY plane. Sorry, I moved my cursor too fast and it didn't let me get that. And sometimes it's tricky because there's a surface in the way. So again, under standard, or sorry, model, there is a position sketch option here. Using a position sketch, I can select this X and Y vector. So what I'll do is I'll rotate this around so I can see them easier. I like to use X as the first one and then Y as the second one. And when you do that, H and V always land correctly. So I can just say OK, and now I'm working on the XY plane of the sketch. Come on, computer. Now, something weird about the top view is it has horizontal going this way and vertical going this way. That's always been strange to me. But what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like that, and I'm going to go to sketch, and we're going to create a circle, and I'm just going to start at some random position, and then I'll come out here something like this, and I got to make sure I stay within that surface. And let's go and create another circle inside. And let's create actually I should have created a keyhole. Let me delete this, and then we'll create a keyhole in the center. That'll kind of come out, down to about here, let's say, move it out something like this, and click a position, and then I'll click another position to get my keyhole, and we will go back and exit out of the sketch. Notice that this profile is down on the XY plane, and that's why I drew the sketch above the XY plane somewhere. Okay, if you get disorientated, you can always go to the ISO view. And I always like to do a fit all in just to make sure I'm in a good position. And I'm going to go ahead and go back to model, and we're going to hit pad. And this time for dimension, instead of a type dimension or a type up to plane, we're going to try up to surface. So the last option is up to surface. Select your surface, select OK, and that solid is going to go to that surface. Typically what you do at the end is you hide your entire construction geometry so you can see what this surface looks like. Okay, sometimes to make this easier for me to work with or visualize, I will right click on that because I want to see what the surface looks like, and we'll go to properties and try and change a color using the graphics tab. And let's make this salmon colored. Apply and OK, and I'll click off of it, and you notice it helps me distinguish what's going on the top. Now what's cool about this is, let's say this were a machined part and the surface got changed. All I would have to do is go back to the sketch, where are my constraints? I don't know why I'm not seeing my constraints show up. Could have sworn I had it constrained. Oh, I got it in hide, no wonder. I can't see the constraints because I put it all in hide. If I change this 5 to 10 and make the surface change real drastic and hit exit and then hide the construction geometry, you'll see what happens to the solid. The solid knows to stay linked to that surface. All right. So that's paths working up to surfaces.